Hey, welcome back to another episode of the Duffy Variety Hour. I'm here in relaxation mode. I'm literally in my bed with my recording device and a microphone rested on my belly. So I am in chill mode post Tuesday, which is technically my Monday work day, to talk to Yins about a great movie called Halloween Kills. Yes, by great movie, I mean superbly shitty Halloween Kills. Or as I changed the title to, Halloween Sucks. Halloween Kills is terrible, from beginning to end, and it stems from a previous movie from 2018. Obviously, the 2018 movie is the sequel to the 1978 classic movie that I could not love more than any movie in the world. Okay, that's a bit of a stretch, but it's up there. It's definitely a top 10 favorite movie of all time, even though it traumatized me as a child. Yeah, Halloween 2018 really makes for a shitty follow-up sequel to that, only because it starts off good and then it progresses to shittiness. I rewatched it. I made sure to put my sister and my cousins through it just to get an idea of how much and why it was bad, and they kind of agreed, but at least I was able to explain continuity stuff to them, because continuity is always fun, even when the movie comes out like shit. So we watched it, and it only refreshed how much I hated the movie. I just redetermined that all over again, which I'm not surprised. The movie was god-awful. It just kind of, it bounces around and then it doesn't give you anything specific. The sequel, simply put, the sequel trailer alluded to maybe some potential recovery of this film. I was like, okay, maybe there's some salvaging of the shittiness that they left off in part one. Obviously, they left it off. Spoilers at this point. It's from 2018. Don't be upset. Michael is in the final lockdown space within Laurie Strode's house, and then they lock him in there to pretty much burn to death and die. Of course, the first, I think the 10-minute mark into the film, they pick up right for where that left off. Firemen are heading to the house, and they're obviously going to put out the fire. Of course, the Laurie and the family's like, no, let it burn. It's a good part of that film. It's silly, but if it still keeps that, I have no gripe with that part of the film. So they head there. Of course, they get down into the basement. Grounds are collapsing. The firemen fall down, and of course, they're instantly met with Michael bashing them and killing them. The stupid thing, though, is why did Laurie set up something big enough for him to hide in as a fire is raging in a basement? If she had it sure that he would die in the basement, suddenly there's a full-on gate that he could go behind to hide in and prevent getting burned from fire, even though obviously he had some burn marks on his mask. But I digress. That wasn't the worst. It was okay. It was him killing. It was doing some awesome kills. He kills with one of those giant fireman circular saw thingy-mabobs. I don't know what the hell they're called, but he does some damage with some stuff. So the first breakout kills in the movie are awesome. Then it just gets random. There's stupid lines like, evil dies tonight. But did you know evil dies tonight? Yes, but we have determined that evil dies tonight. Yes, but evil has to die tonight. Evil dies tonight. There's literally an overquoting of that line to an obnoxious level. The premise of the movie pretty much is people going up in arms and they're sick of being villainized by Michael Myers, so they've decided to kill him on their own as a mob. And of course that doesn't work out too, because the end of the film doesn't prove that they're capable of taking him out regardless. I won't go too much into the plot, because I know a lot of people might still want to watch it, and it's at least an entertaining, sort of, I use entertaining in air quotes, it's sort of an entertaining movie. It meanders around, it showcases some characters which are cool. It was actually interesting to see some of these old faces that played characters in the previous movies, but I only realized that they used one of the older women in it as a nurse, and she was actually a nurse in Halloween H2O, which I also watched recently with my sister and all the cousins and nieces and whatnot. And that one was actually pretty enjoyable. It's stupid, and there's moments where you're just rolling your eyes, but it's so part of that time period, and it's just entertaining. So it was worthy to rewatch, even though it's not that great, but at least it's more entertaining than Halloween Kills. Back to Halloween Kills. So everybody's running around screaming, evil dies tonight, evil dies tonight. And it just drags. It just drags. You get a handful of kills, And then even towards the end of the movie, the kills even get corny. I think I appreciated majority of the kills up until the final kills of the movie, and I was just distraught. Yeah, I would probably go as far to say, if I could rate this movie out of 5 feet, as I posted online, I actually already rated, if I could. It's when I did, I rated it a 1.5 out of 5. I even took the time to point out where you can watch it, but I wouldn't recommend watching it unless you're into Michael Myers semi-flashbacks and stuff. It is worthy to mention the flashback scene at the beginning of the movie. That was probably the only good part of the entire film, and the fireman kills. All the kills after that point are kind of back and forth and corny, and a nod back to a lazy nod back to the original movies. Let's see, what else did I say about it on here? Yeah, I was really super disappointed in Anthony Michael Hall. Anthony Michael Hall is a great actor and has been a great actor for quite some time, but for whatever reason, he seemed like he was just hamming it in and being super lazy of an actor in this movie. Maybe he just did it for the money, but at least put in some acting towards it. It just seemed like he wasn't really committed to it. And I've loved Anthony Michael Hall for many, 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 many years, so no knock on him. I'm just observing his lack of effort in Halloween Kills. And he was playing Tommy Doyle. If anybody needs to know who Tommy Doyle was the kid being babysat in Halloween the 1st of 1978, as well as the Paul Rudd first movie ever made in Halloween 5. So, a little tidbit there, but irrelevant to Halloween Kills. I mean, maybe slightly relevant, because I would actually watch Halloween 5 over Halloween Kills. And Halloween 5 has weird, stupid, nonsensical, culty bullshit in it. So, back to Halloween Kills. It was a movie that ran for an hour and 45 and change, I would say, give or take. And it feels like an eternity. I was grateful that I could watch it on Peacock, because I paused it 1,000 times. But I rolled my eyes at it 1,000 times. The final kill in the movie, I will not say who or what it was. It is corny as hell. It is super over-stylized to a point of, like, I can see what they were trying to do, but in terms of execution, it just came out rushed and corny. Evil Dies Tonight was super fucking annoying. There could have been a better mob cry than "Evil dies tonight! Evil dies tonight!" It was not appreciated whatsoever. Okay, I think that kind of sums up my my thoughts on this movie. Don't waste your time unless you really want to. See it if you like. So the initial plan for watching this movie was going to be at my place, me and Tom. We were going to pretty much get some beers, get some junk, and talk shit about the movie. Maybe be slightly entertained, maybe not. Fortunately, plans kind of didn't fall into places as we designated, but we still watched it, and somehow our viewpoints pretty much aligned in terms of the higher scope of how shitty this movie was. Tom is not with me currently, but I will share his words of his critique on this film. So I finished Halloween last night. Here's my review. Halloween Kills falls under the same horrible spell as many other sequels born from reboots that have come before it. They have no reason to be alive. Halloween Kills overstays its welcome the first few minutes the film starts. The very first few lines of the film ooze cheese, and cheese it oozes. The only thing that Halloween Kills has going for it is that copious amounts of gore throughout. Sure, that can be fun in its own way, paying homage to the sleazy B-movies of the past, but if I want to sit for 100 minutes to watch a good SFX reel, I'd rather search shit on YouTube. Good point, Tom, because I also was saying that it's worthy, if you don't even want to watch the movie, go on YouTube and just look up the kills, because those are probably the only entertaining parts. And like I said, even the last ones are not good. Anyways, back to Tom. Halloween Kills has no welcome in my book. I'm a fan of the series, well, rather I should say I really enjoyed the original. Thought the second had an idea, but failed, and then the series took a road trip in rebellious world of let's see what kind of zany fucking stuff we can do with this character. Couldn't agree more. I felt like it felt like our Traffic Dead Ahead. They probably sat there and wrote it. Danny McBride, I forget the other writer's name, unfortunately. I'll look it up, drop it in the comments, and leave the info. But I will say, it seemed like it was probably good on paper, and then execution and final preparation, it was just not as good. If you see our film Traffic Dead Ahead, it's exactly that. It's the same sort of concept. The beautiful Jamie Lee Curtis has nothing to do in this movie. She burns the whole runtime in a hospital bed, then a hallway, then a hospital bed once more. Glad they let her stretch her legs and her gigantic boobies. Judy Greer and the daughter are fine, but do nothing for me or for the movie throughout, for that matter. Anthony Michael Hall, the child survivor, is just plain awful. For a man who has been acting since his teens, he's pretty bad in this. I hate his motivation and how the team behind this piece of shit makes him the leader of the pack, who does nothing but get his ass kicked. Speaking of pack, the whole town bands together in a blood outcry to beat the ever-living shit out of Michael. When I first saw the trailer, I thought this was ridiculous, and guess what? It almost worked until it doesn't. That is the main theme that runs rampant throughout Halloween Kills. A lot of decent ideas that gets crushed by poor decisions. Michael cannot be stopped. He gets stabbed, shot, burnt, stabbed, and beaten, yet manages to get his ass back up and kill everyone with ease. Either the people have had him feel a really bad AI from a video game, or the director is trying to make us buy that this man is really the unstoppable force. If the latter, I believe that it's what always made Michael a great film. But to have him resurrect the way he does over and over again makes Halloween Kills feel stale and pointless. The ending, oh god, the ending. Not sure if it was rushed, but Jesus, did that feel so out of the blue. Do I need to hit the nail on the head anymore? I think not. I'd rather watch Michael do that in a much better Halloween movie. Like the advice that Laurie would give if any bystander sees Michael, run as fast as you can from this garbage. 1 star out of 4 stars. Tom pretty much said almost exactly what I was thinking and what I gathered from the movie. It drags, it meanders, it works and walks like a B horror movie that was advertised like an A horror movie. It was a letdown in all that Michael Myers movies can be. It wasn't a letdown to what Michael Myers can be, because he is pretty much an unstoppable being, and that was pretty much on the nose right there, but it was too on the nose. It was just everything can happen, but he's just invincible. There was no sort of second it was an exhausting movie, and it is not worth the time. Watch The Kills. Just The Kills. Go on YouTube, watch The Kills. It is still in Peacock, and it is still in theater, so if you're feeling so inclined to watch it and be entertained by it, by all means do you. But I would recommend just watching The Kills. Alright, I guess this concludes our Dub Feet Variety Hour. I hope I did not stutter over too many words of Tom's quick little review there, and I hope this is coherent enough for you guys to understand. This comes after some tacos, some beer, and a little Mary Jane after a long fucking day at work. This is Damien signing off of the Dub Feet Variety Hour. Good night.